Howdy folks, and welcome back to Dungeon Meshi. Today we're going to be watching episode 8, which is titled Raspberries and Grilled Meat. Another kind of nondescript description of a food. I guess we know that it's meat, we just don't really know what type of meat. I'm wondering if it's going to be something kind of outlandish, kind of similar to the last episode where it was just titled Broiled in Sauce, and we were expecting the Kraken, but it ended up being the parasite within the Kraken that we ended up cooking and eating. So, hey, the show surprises me at every turn, so I wouldn't put it past them to just give me something just completely out of the box that I couldn't even, think about or imagine at this point. But kind of also just talking about the parasite from last time, kind of my headcanon theory that I came up with after editing that last episode is that, Laos, I go back and forth on the pronunciation. Our main hungry boy here already has a creature that lives in his sword, and now he's hosting a parasite in his stomach. So my little headcanon theory is that by the end of this series, he is just going to play host to an entire ecosystem in and around himself. And that's going to kind of be the true zen of the dungeon, being I am the dungeon, basically. He's like Dungeon Man from Earthbound. He turns himself into a dungeon. Probably not how that's going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if we start this episode and say oh, I'm so glad I finally passed that worm that was in my gut. Or, it could be a lingering thing. We could just need to bop him on the head with the healing staff every couple times per episode. And that's just a kind of a fact of life going forward. Who knows? Like I said before, this show kind of can surprise me at every turn. So let's scooch over here and get ready to watch this episode. As I take this opportunity to thank you for watching me watch this thing. Do all the YouTube things that I always mention. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see when more of these come out, as well as leave a like on this video and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the episode, of the reaction, fake spoilers, anything you want to tell me. And with all that being said, let us go ahead and get started with Dungeon Meshi, Delicious in Dungeon, episode 8, Raspberries and Grilled Meat. Starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. And while the OP plays today, because I know that it's a bit of a longer one, it's been a while since I've shared a D&D story. First of all, my tea for today is Vanilla Komuro, my last one of the little box that I have. So this feels like saying goodbye to an old cherished friend. But given that we had an underground lake in the last episode, I need to share my difficulties with swimming. And kind of very much a fuck around and find out moment. Myself as the player, I've mentioned Nicolas Cage, my druid, in a prior episode. But there wasn't even any water around, and I think I was trying to cheer up a child who was very, very distressed, and I did a performance check, and it's but what am I performing? Am I just making something up? And they said, I don't know, just tell me. And I said, what if I try to do a check of something that I can't do right here? What if I do a swim check just out of nowhere where there's nothing around? So I roll a d20, and I rolled a 1. And my character had a modifier of -2 for it. So I rolled a -1 on a swim check. And the DM just kind of put his hands up to his head and said, I have to think of something for you. Nicolas Cage has a bear familiar. He says, okay, here's what happens. The most embarrassing thing possible. Your bear pisses and you start drowning in bear piss. And I had to be saved from that. So don't try to do checks that you can't do, because you will inevitably get completely fucked by it. And that story happened to be the perfect length for the OP. Awesome. Tell me if you enjoyed my drowning in bear piss story, because it's one of my favorites.
I slept too long.
Oh, is this a nightmare? Is she still within the dream?
I don't hear anything. There's no heartbeat.
It's 'cause
Oh.
you're listening through his armor.
Oh, yeah.
You finally managed to fall asleep.
No, he looks a little rougher than that. So we did pick up straight away from this. It's that same night.
I wonder about this dungeon. Does it already know how many monsters need to be defeated on each floor?
Ooh.
Killing monsters in here just stabilizes the ecosystem. But if we don't do it, the village will get completely overrun by them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a while ago, but I studied it back when I was in school.
Oh, are we going to get backstory for her? Oh, we are.
Hey, isn't that Marcille?
Oh.
You know, from the graduate course? She was the school's very first genius.
Okay, so she's gifted and talented. She's in AP Dungeoneering classes.
She's going to be a court magician. Really?
Oh,
That's
look.
amazing.
She's like weaving her own staff.
By the way, I kind of pestered the teacher to let me join class today. So hi, glad to be here.
Oh, are they about to start bullying her?
Hey!
Or are they going to be
Today
just
we're
smitten?
going to experiment with spirit cultivation.
Ooh.
I want each of you to grab a jar and head outside.
And just go fishing for the spirits in the air. Here, spirits, here, spirits.
Then a layer of soil on top and begin alternating.
Okay.
Create a barrier over it, and then fill the jar with mana. Release some spirits inside.
Oh, those actually are spirits.
The microscopic spirits will live off the mana in the vessel. They'll die if the mana is too dense or too thin.
Interesting. It itself looks like a dungeon in that jar.
Looks similar to the structure of a monster-ridden dungeon.
There you go, just like I said. Oracle.
We'll see how they're doing in a week's time.
Oh, so they're learning how to homebrew. Nice.
Why the interest in summoning magic? It's not like it's your specialty.
I've been researching things to learn how to build a safe dungeon.
Aw.
I'm on magic ingredients now. For example,
Does she come to realize that there's
things
no
like
such thing?
mandrakes are pretty dangerous to harvest.
No, not the dogs. I never thought they would come back to that.
Whoa. That sounds amazing.
I'm so glad they're not bullying her for being the smartest kid.
Make some room for me.
Fallon.
Careful.
Oh, that's how they met.
Are you hurt?
That I wasn't expecting. Marcille must still be
There are
really
some
young.
impurities mixed in the soil, and the mana's thin because the barrier is full of holes. In that state, the spirits inside won't live long.
Just real quick, I was saying, like, here I was assuming, because I know she's an elf and elves have very, very long lifetimes compared to us, Marcille must still be, in the grand scheme of things, really young, because Fallon, who's a human, presumably, you know, if they came up together, then they're of a similar age. That's, unless I'm misinterpreting that or thinking about that incorrectly, because they still imply that she's very young. They said, oh, she's a genius at the school. It's not like she's been attending the school. She's just been held back for hundreds of years. Like I'm going to get it right this time. Like, I need to learn everything I can so I get perfect hundreds on everything. Hold me back again. I got time. But this is awesome. And also, like, the thought just crossed my mind, since we see a little sprout coming out of it, Fallon's gonna be growing raspberries in hers, I bet, right? And they're gonna eat it and say how sweet this is. But I love these kind of flashback ridden episodes. One of the ones that stood out to me from a couple ago was, you know, once again concerning Fallon, the flashback they had about the exorcism and the protection from ghosts, right? I loved that little flashback and kind of just seeing her work her stuff. So to get to see it again, but perhaps, you know, slightly lower level here, just starting out basically, is you know, is really awesome. I love this one so far, and I'm glad that it seems, at least so far, it's taking up a good chunk of this episode. I would probably assume the whole first half, right? Yeah, let's just keep going. I'm enjoying this one a lot so far.
That girl, she's always covered in dirt and ditches class so people think she's weird.
Oh, please don't start bullying Fallon, though. That would make me heartbroken.
We'll see how your spirits have developed over the past week.
Are you kidding? Mine are all dead.
Aw.
Mine somehow survived. If a good number of them survived, the fire will be large.
I guess
Looks
that's a
like
good
my
sign.
Spirits are being maintained nicely. Excellent work, Marcille.
Oh, wow, whoa, holy shit. A little too good.
What's happening to my jar? What do I do?
Oh, wait, that's Fallon's.
Don't worry, I'll handle it.
Please tell me! How'd you do that? I need to know!
Well, you see,
Oh, so maybe she's actually the super
has a lot of
genius.
spirits. I thought my dungeonium would work better if I used soil from there.
There's a place like that nearby?
I got it from a real dungeon.
Oh, interesting.
We can get outside from here.
Oh, they're in Narnia now. Marcille's just like, this
So
is a
are you
dungeon?
Always doing stuff like this?
Yep.
Ditching class with dirt on her, right?
Weird.
Ooh, that water looks really nice, by the way. Just that one little shot of the water in the rock.
Delicious fruit.
Oh, there it is.
Pick up any random
Nope, it's raspberries. They're safe. I named the episode after them. And I do love that even here in this flashback episode with just Fallon and Marcille, it's still food that they're eating, right?
The mana here is stagnant and the air is stale. Seems like it's a natural cave.
It might not be centered around the food,
Wait,
but still.
Don't go in there. Huh? Oh, don't worry. I come here often.
Aw.
Stay on dry ground and it's perfectly safe.
Step on wet ground, though, and you're fucked. Oh, look at them. Might have stagnant mana, but sure is pretty.
Incredible.
Wow, look at that.
The inside of the dungeon really is swarming with spirits, huh?
Oh, never mind. The mana in here be bussin'.
Took some dirt and water from here and added it to my jar.
That explains it. So what do you come to this place to do?
Just
I
vibe.
usually write letters or do some reading.
I mean, could you think of a better place to read? Nope, stay on the dry ground.
Ah! Oh crap! This is bad! I'll get rid of this slime monster!
Is this the first time she died?
It won't come into the sunlight. You don't have to worry, I promise.
Oh. I just know that Marcille's first time dying was because of a
Slimes are
slime.
actually able to break down bad droppings and then turn them into mana.
Also, they taste really good if you dry them out.
The dungeon would die.
Wow, so even Fallon had an interest in preserving the ecosystem
Take this.
way in the past. That's awesome. Okay, so maybe it is a little more centered around food than I thought.
It's good. I still have so much left to learn.
Yeah. You got plenty of time to do it, too. 20 more episodes, at least. Also, the music in this episode's very nice.
I haven't introduced myself. My name's Fallon. Would you mind telling me your name?
This is just so sweet and wholesome.
My name is Marcille. Fallon, what do you say to becoming friends?
Aw.
The part about you being the school's first genius has to be a lie, right?
Why would you think it's a lie? I'll have you know that I was an honor student.
Like I said, AP Dungeoneering, right?
So Fallon was talking about you.
Aw.
When she enrolled into magic school, she would send me update letters. I could tell that she was anxious there at first, but one day she wrote
Aw,
about
look
how
at
she
little
made a
boy
new friend,
Leos.
and she sounded a lot happier.
That makes me so
I
happy.
always praised you, Marcille.
Wow.
She thought you were awesome.
Stop, I'm gonna cry. It's one of those episodes I
Fallon
just
praised
can't
you
wipe the
too,
smile
Leos.
off my face.
She really looked up to you.
Is that so?
What's so great about it?
Oh no.
He's got the best dog impression I've ever heard.
Oh no, I need to hear it.
Maybe that's something I should keep between me and Fallon for now.
He just does it. He just goes, "Ow!" And he's like, "Sorry, I do that when I'm in pain. I'm in such pain."
We're currently here. The orcs we talked to mentioned the red dragon had appeared right here.
Oh,
It'll
are
take
we
2 days
close?
to get there. Should only make camp 2 more times. First at the halfway mark, and lastly right before the dragon.
So if we make camp 2 more times, we're in episode 8. So that would be like 9 and then 10. Assuming maybe, oh god, we might get Red Dragon at like at or before episode 13. Like I don't know how much they can stretch those 2 camps. Cuz not every episode they make camp, right? Like the Ghosts episode, they were pretty much just moving the whole time, right? They never made camp. So if we're on 8, so like we say 9, 10, 11, 12, and then episode 13 would be Red Dragon. That would be right at like the halfway point of the season, which I know a lot of animes tend to only have about 13 episodes. That's like your typical season number, and anything that gets like that double order, or you know, in the case of really big popular things, like I think back to JoJo's, or most JoJo seasons actually, part 3 was 48 episodes long, I think, and then parts 4, 5, and 6 were just right around that like triple season length, like right around 39 episodes I think each. So oh god, so what do we do after the Red Dragon? I mean, I guess we go after the Mad Mage, but it's just like, you know, ever since the beginning of the show, like Red Dragon seemed like end game material almost, like what we were striving for like this whole time. Like at the beginning, it wasn't even like go after the Mad Mage. It was just get Fallon back. And now I'm wondering if Fallon ends up dying here, do we go over after the Mad Mage to wish for her to come back or something like that? Or I don't know. I don't know. It's just now that we've put like a time limit on it, like we will get there soon. Like it's making me nervous, folks. Not gonna lie.
We'll wake up Laios when the candle burns out. Do what you need now.
Finish your boss preparations.
Seriously?
I can do it in the corner.
Wait, what did she say?
I'd like to wash up.
Oh, washing up. Okay. I'm gonna jump into this boiling pot of water. Ow! Ooh! Oh! Ah!
If you need us.
Yo, a hot towel on the face though feels so good.
Wonder if I should have studied illusion magic
Oh
too.
God.
No, that's not the problem. It's because I'm the only girl in the party now.
Aw.
We'll be parting ways here.
Are you serious?
Oh
Does it
wow.
really have to be now?
We get a double flashback
I
episode. That's
still don't know
crazy.
where Fallon is after all. I thought that we were all friends.
Okay, so maybe we're not getting a full flashback.
Hey, come on.
Did I boil too much?
No, this is grilled meat, not boiled anything. That was 2 episodes ago. Oh, I killed a monster! I scalded it to death. Oh? That doesn't look great. I didn't quite catch what she said, but I also don't know if I would recognize the word anyway.
What?
Oh, her staff. Well, we learned in the last one that's not where you want to be, right?
Water walking?
Weapons won't work. We need fire. Hey, Marcille! Hold out a bit longer!
Easy for you to say.
Yo, I've played enough Monster Hunter to know that water lasers are nothing to scoff at. That's so dangerous.
What are you waiting for? Go!
That's what it wants you to do.
My water walking spell is wearing off.
She's gonna fall in, right? Where'd it hit her? Like on the shoulder?
Get up! Keep moving!
It didn't like strike all the way through, did it? Oh, it hit her leg, okay. I guess she's gonna be water limping at this point. Sorry.
Where is it hiding?
Yo, it reminds me of the boss from the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time a little bit. Except less amoeba looking. Oh, that one was in the shoulder.
I can watch!
Oh, Senshi.
I'm growing as fast as I can.
That's like the first time we've ever seen like his lips or mouth or anything.
I don't have much mana left. I've got to get it in the next shot.
That's what you get for staying up all night and not doing a long rest.
Where is it? There must be some kind of clue.
This is so tense.
There!
The blood.
It has my blood. It's so fast.
Lead your shot. Also, mentioning the music in the earlier.
Just hold on!
Sorry to pause in the middle of a like an action sequence, but I had to get this thought out there. I mentioned the music in the first half of the episode and how nice it was, but one of my favorite things consistently is the kind of like 50s horror movie kind of music stinger that we just heard there. The duh, like it's one of those things that's like so cliche, but this show like just pulls it off with such earnestness that I can't help but just love it every time. Like. And they do it every time, like almost every episode. Probably not every episode, but almost every episode. I feel like I've heard it, and I noticed it especially when editing recently editing the Mimic episode when it had its pinchers like right around Chilchuck's like ankle, and like it played it right as he like pulled his foot out from underneath before it like clamped down. And it's just one of those things like I had noticed it before, but in that moment in editing, I was like, that's just a really good sound effect. And I love that they're using it. It just makes me happy. So hearing it again here, I just had to pause to talk about it. Now let's just check to make sure Marcille's okay. Please be okay. Nice catch. Oh no, he's weak. Oh, and Chilchuck too. Oh wow, and Senshi. Everybody.
What now?
All right, here's the plan.
Let's get out of
Yeah, just fucking dip. Yo, that running sequence looked great.
How are you holding up, Marcille?
This fucking sucks.
I'm low on blood and mana, so I'm spent. Sorry.
It's fine.
Wow, she looks bad.
Just take it easy.
What are we gonna do now? There's no way we can take a monoless magic user further into the dungeon. And we
Yeah.
can't continue on without the help of her water walking spell.
Let's wait for other adventurers to pass by. If we're lucky, one of them will be a healer.
I feel like they're gonna run into somebody from their previous party.
Who cares about nutrition right now?
We're finally gonna cook the Kelpie.
Actually, did you happen to grab its liver too, Senshi?
Of course I did. Livers are too rich in iron to leave behind.
Force feed it to Marcille.
I knew it. That means
It's grilling time!
Chill Chuck in the background. Are they just gonna cook a really nutritious meal to feed it to Marcille?
Main, neck, liver, ribs, loin, and veggies.
Wow. Eat your vegetables. Kelpie. What was that word? I paused it just slightly too soon. Usually I catch the yakiniku. I am unfamiliar with that. But the presentation, to go back to an earlier episode, kind of reminds me of Hot Pot a little bit. Also, I just realized I didn't really rank the raspberries, but I think that's going to be another unrankable because it was just raspberries. It wasn't like a cooked kind of thing. So hold on. Yakiniku. Because about the hot pot, like I was saying, Japanese style of barbecue where meat, often beef, is grilled over a charcoal fire. Okay, so it's literally just like meat to be prepared to be barbecued. So I feel like I should wait until they cook it to rank this on the tier list, even though they gave us the kind of noise. But yeah, raspberries, they're fine. They just like I'm not gonna rank them just because it's the cooked, the prepared stuff that I'm gonna be ranking on here. Pretty much everything else has been, yeah, it has been. But the point I've been trying to make for the last like minute is to go back to Hot Pot. Is the kind of circular presentation of it kind of reminds me of when you have that big ass plate of meat to cook for Hot Pot, or at least that's how my friends and I would do it. That's what that reminds me of, where you just kind of with your chopsticks, pick the ones you want and kind of drop it in the broth. Well, of course, with the veggies, like I said. But also, like I said, I'm really glad that they finally got around to cooking that Kelpie after I bitched about it for so long in the last one. It's like, it was called Kelpie and they didn't eat the Kelpie. So I'm glad I finally get to rank it. So let's see this thing grilled, because that's, it is not in that state yet.
Marcille, we made something nice for you.
It's relatively normal. Aw, and look, he made like a chair out. Oh, he tied the bib on her too. God, that looks juicy.
Where's the liver?
You gotta make sure organs get cooked all the way.
Forgive me, Marcille, but I'm digging in.
She doesn't give a single shit.
Marcille, the liver's ready now.
Okay.
Tenderloin.
Oh, it's like it's melting in my mouth.
Yeah, I was gonna say, love a good tenderloin.
Here's some liver, Marcille.
Tail.
Eat some more, Marcille.
You like it, Marcille?
Her eyes are gonna pop open wide. She's gonna tell them to shut the fuck up.
Please.
Oh?
Please give me the other parts too!
Oh.
Well, it looks like she's starting to recover.
Oh, is that gonna attract somebody or something?
Do you smell that? It's coming from below. What is
No, that's the
I think it's grilled meat.
that's the same
Someone below
barbarian
must
that
be
they had,
cooking
right?
Jeez, you gotta be kidding me. What kind of moron would be grilling meat in here?
The moron who used to lead the party you were formerly in, or I guess leads the party you were formerly in. Okay, I have a ranking to do. Hey, I'm from Texas. I'm a Texas boy through and through. Gotta admit, there are times I'm ashamed of my state. But for things like barbecue, I ain't. So, love me a good barbecue. It's gonna, oh god, it's gonna go high on the list. I think it still can't go above boiled mimic, because I think in a shootout, just because it's not something I have too often, for all intents and purposes, king crab, basically, is still going to remain at the top because that is a delicacy and I cherish it. But I think BBQ Kelpie is going to go right under that and right above hot pot. Once again, I made that comparison, but can't go wrong with a nice barbecue. And now I'll stop doing the exaggerated Texan voice. I'm glad we're getting more about some of the other characters. Yes, it's always great to get a Fallon flashback. That's like now our second one, I believe. But additionally, that brief little glimpse we got of the other two members and the fact that one of them, and I still don't have any names for either of them, but the barbarian, the redhead barbarian looking one that they had in their party, is making their way down to where our crew is. So I wonder how that's going to go. I wonder if there's going to be any hard feelings or like, I didn't realize how good I had it. You were a good party, or you were a shit party leader. It's like, no, Leo's just like being that toxic gaslighting. Like, no, I promise things are different now. We eat good now. I can change. I've changed. Sounds like just that shitty ex-boyfriend kind of thing. Yeah, that was a fun episode. Two very, very different halves, with the heartwarming, very, honestly, like a little touching moment, as they were talking about how much like, oh, she talked about you so much in her letters. She said you were brilliant, and she, it changed her basically to have a true friend at college. That just struck me really nice. It was just so wholesome. And then this horrifying, like one of my favorite, if not my favorite character, because a friend of mine was recently asking me, who's your favorite now at this point, now that you're deeper into the show? And I still was having a real hard time picking between Senshi and Marcille. I love the kind of, like I said, I identify with Marcille because I too hate getting dirty, and I'm not a big fan of gross things. So when she kind of freaks out about the kind of like not normal situations, even though, her love of dungeoneering that we saw in this one, I feel that in my soul, basically. But Senshi is just such a cool dude, and his voice is fun to do too. So it's really hard to pick between the two of them. Senshi's got all the food knowledge, which I'm very jealous of. Marcille's got like everything else, basically. So I said all that to say I have a really hard time picking between the two of them. So I said all that to say, when you put one of my favorite characters in a situation where she is getting absolutely fucked up, and the only way out of there is to basically just like get her out of there and run for your lives, like carrying her, like, that's rough. She looked horrible. Like, yes, we saw a close-up of a parasite eating through the lining of Leos' stomach in the last episode, but that didn't affect me anywhere as much as just seeing her with just like the bags under her eyes, just like out of it, like low on blood, low on mana, like she said. Like, that sucks. And here I was, like, at that very beginning of that segment saying like, oh shit, 2 more camps. We're almost to the Red Dragon, but I don't really foresee us moving anywhere much in the next episode. I'm assuming we might get a similar one to this one, like maybe another flashback episode to like the prior party member, and then them confronting our party again and asking if there's anything we can do, kind of seeing what the vibe is now between like current party and ex-party member kind of thing. So that dynamic I'm very excited to see next time. I don't think I have too much else to add here. It's just another solid episode in a long line of really solid episodes. This show's very, very consistent at that. There's been a couple standout ones. I wouldn't say that this is one of the standout ones, other than the fact that we got a Fallon flashback. But just like, I don't think there's been a bad episode yet. Like, I'm thinking back, even then, like episode 2 was like fine. It was okay. It wasn't like hot pot and tart was in the first one, so the second one would have been roast, basilisk, and omelet. I'm just looking down at my tier list down here. And that episode was fine. It might be the least good episode I've seen so far, but if that's like the lowest bar that I have, this show so far is truly something special, I would say. And granted, yes, I don't know if I said this in a video or like on Discord, but the difference between this and like a show like She-Ra or something is, because I was saying like between the two shows I'm currently going through, at the point where I'm at here, I'm liking this more than I did She-Ra when I was this deep into She-Ra. And I was explaining it by saying like, well, She-Ra, it was conceived as a television show. So you have like, you know, a season arc that you build on to like climax in the season finale, right? And yes, there's some high points other than that. Episodes like Princess Prom and Promise and stuff like that. You certainly have your high points there, but for the most part, it's just like, especially for season 1, I'm getting to know the characters and I'm slowly building on the action. Whereas this being based on a manga, the way manga works is you have to be consistently really good and get the really good readership in order to even keep going. So the fact that we're just essentially adapting something that was already very successful means that the material had to be consistently good to, you know, essentially for it to exist, and then even let alone to get an anime adaptation. So I think that's maybe the biggest difference from something like that. So when I say the show's very consistently good, like it kind of had to be in the original context of the manga being released. So I said all that to say good shit to the writer Ryoko Kui, I believe. I think I got that right this time. After all this time, I think I finally got the mangaka's name right. Still haven't read any of it. I went to Manga Dex the other day to finally read the first couple chapters or so, just to kind of get a feel for the manga itself. And it seems like everything on Manga Dex is kind of fucked right now. So I couldn't do that because I don't really know anywhere else to go. But regardless, at some point, I really hope to read some of the manga. Yeah, other than that, that's all I gotta say for this one. So what did you think of this episode, dear viewer? Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out. And with all that being said, I'll catch y'all next time with the next episode of Dungeon Meshi. Delicious in Dungeon. Take it easy, everybody.